We were at the Cauliflower Alley Club a few weeks back, and that's where I met you. And you did the intro for the JBL,
Right.
and
Right. Yeah.
I heard that your story and your background as well as with JBL and his story, how he got started. So I would love for our fans here today to kind of, if you could please, kind of tell us the story about how he got into it. I mean, you were a big part of that.
Yeah. I was the day I met John. I was sitting in the booking room at the Sportatorium with Skandar Akbar, and we had a hole in our main event that night for TV. I mean, this TV show that we were putting together, and our champion was going to face, and I can't remember exactly who it was, but for whatever reason, they weren't going to be able to make it. They were flying in from somewhere, and something happened, and we were sitting there trying to readjust the TV, which is not uncommon. That happened every week. You know, you always have something you change. But while we were sitting there, the knock on the door in the middle of the afternoon, and I went and answered the door, and there was John. And he said, I'm John Layfield. I'm looking for a job. And he had been kind of kicked out of the nest. He'd been training with Brad Rengans up in Minnesota.
Okay.
And we sat there and talked to him for a little while. And of course, you see his size and his look and everything. And you could tell he had a clue.
Yeah.
And had been trained by Brad. So we felt pretty comfortable with that. And just talking to him. And so, you get to a point where you can kind of tell with guys. Mm-hmm. when you've been around for a while, you can kind of tell without ever seeing them in the ring if they may have some potential or something there that you could do something with. And Ack and I talked to him for a while and said, I tell you what, we'll just throw him into this match with our champion, which was Rod Price at the time. And if he does well, then I'll let the thing go through, and we've got a big guy that we can work with.
Yeah.
And if he's not so good, then I'll just tell Rod to pin him, and it'll be over with. But we went through that night, and it worked out well. And from that moment on, John and I were like best friends. I mean, we had a lot of things in common. Growing up, our families were very similar. Mm-hmm. We had a lot of the same feelings about a lot of things, and it's just one of those things you just fit together.
Yeah.
And that's happened. I've been real fortunate. I've got a lot of great friends in wrestling, but there's a handful that you just have something special with, and John was one of those guys.
Yeah.
And I trained with him, helped him, work out and kind of polish off some things, and he just got better and better and better. He was one of those guys that wanted to learn and listened and watched and paid attention. The really good ones do that.
Yeah.
And you knew that he was going to make it in this business.